hurry up because this pomegranate's heavy.
Yeah, but it's still on the tree.
Introduce my crew. All of you get over here.
Okay, we're coming in. The crew's coming in. The crew's coming in.
My jelly makers.
We're the cast of elves who helped the grandma make jelly. On my left is Cher, jelly maker, Stelzner. And to grandma's right is Cher, jelly maker, Stelzner.
Donald's not here.
And on the right,
He's over there.
I'm over here.
Oh,
Here.
I'm over here.
Donald Wigginton, whose pomegranates we stole to help make this jelly. So we got to mix the juice that you're seeing
Okay,
today.
we'll go to the next phase.
And Glenda Wigginton, who's been out pooping around all day.
wash the pomegranates. Then you cut them. Then you squeeze them. Mark, get to squeezing.
Oh,
Okay.
we're going fast, aren't we?
We're quartering these. We're quartering these pomegranates, and as you can see the squeezer right here, this is a quarter of a pomegranate, and we're going to put that face down, just like that, into the machine. Okay, then we're going to close the lid. There's a very important step in this. You got to have the glass under the spout, because if you squeeze without the glass under the spout, you get juice all over the place. Grandma, you forgot the preparation step. You got to cover your table with 1,000 pieces of newspaper.
Don't forget those ants. They're little helpers too.
Yeah, they taste good. They add protein to the jelly.
Okay, Susanna, you getting this squeezing? And this is what it looks like after it's been squeezed. You see that? It looks like a little pancake. A little bit of a pancake. Yeah, right there. Okay.
You throw that away.
We throw that away and we put in the second half. The second half is going in. It helps to grunt when you push because it makes it feel like there's more juice coming out. Okay, this is what you call mass production.
Now, if you cut off any fingers while you're doing this step, you do not put them in the squeezer. You immediately take them to the nearest emergency room where they'll be reattached.
Okay, Suzanne, so that I don't dump over and lose the juice that I've just squeezed, I'm going to take the cup out from underneath, and I'm going to pour it through cheesecloth, what, 2 layers? And into a bucket. And then I'll continually do that
Till your arm falls off.
until
Right.
we have lots of juice. Now, there's one mistake made here today. Don promised me he was only bringing 3 extra pomegranates over here.
Hey, we gotta mix this in with the other.
I mixed that other in.
Yeah.
Is that all of them?
That's all of it.
Morning 2 weeks.
That's right. My mind goes in already.
Yeah.
Okay, when you get a little bit, you go ahead.
Don't move too fast.
I'm
You're moving awfully fast.
Maybe they're
Yes, you are.
Has anybody tried that to see if it's bitter?
I think Don did.
The squeezer cannot keep up with the cutter. Did you notice that?
Are you taking this? Huh?
No.
Oh.
Suzanne, get V to tell you about this knife.
Yeah. Get the knife. Get her on the knife.
Hold
V, do
on.
you want to tell Suzanne?
This knife, it's handmade. It's very, very old. Because he would have been over 100 in life now.
Hold the knife up, Grandma.
It's too heavy.
And it's sharp too, and also heavy. And it's cut 10,000 pomegranates, more or less.
Uh-oh.
I carry this with me at all times.
Okay, I want you to hear the squeezing of a pomegranate, okay?
All right, we're gonna listen.
Okay, wait a minute. Okay, this is going in. I'll put that, and then I want you to hear the sound that it's made. Okay, you ready? Sherry, here, let's do that over. We got a ham bone in the group. Okay, here's the cheesecloth. You ready to go through?
Go through the cheesecloth.
Here's a cup of juice going through the cheesecloth.
You don't have to get sugar. That won't be in focus.
Oh, she wants to hear.
We went through the
Sound.
cheesecloth too.
Okay, now we're going back in. Now let's listen for the sound of a crunched Now don't you say a sound, Sherry. Okay, listen. Are you close?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the same sound I
Did you
made.
hear that?
Shall we go to the next step, or are we done here?
Full cans. We'll have to
Okay,
get on.
did you get plenty of this?
I got that. They're first washed,
Oh, you didn't say
then cut, then squeezed,
Okay,
then filtered.
now here. Let's take this now. Now when you tell me when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. When you're cutting these, Grandma says to use a small pan and a little wooden cutting board inside so that the juice that comes off from the cuttings go into the pan and you can pour that through into the juice and save valuable juice. You cannot afford to lose any.
Except my pomegranates were not that juicy. Okay, you can stop filming.
And it's from in the beginning to the kitchen. We've squeezed our juice. The juice resides over there on the counter. It's been screened through cheesecloth and it's all ready to go. The next thing we need to do is get Grandma's recipe. Now you'll notice this is unusual because they don't put the recipe for pomegranate jelly in the pectin boxes any longer. And so Grandma has saved this for how many years?
About 4.
4 years. And so we have the original pomegranate jelly recipe here, which we're going to make 1,000 copies, and everyone's going to put it all over their house so we never lose this. So the recipe calls for, now number one, this is real important, is that we only use this type of pectin. Grandma says that this is the best pectin, so you want to make sure that you get a little close-up of that because that's what we'll be using
MCP.
for today's demonstration. Now, out of the pectin box comes a recipe. Now, obviously, this one didn't come out of this box because Grandma has saved this for many years. This mentions that you've got to use 5 cups of sugar, 3.5 cups of juice, and 1 entire package of pectin. So the first thing I'm going to do is measure out my sugar, and I want to show you that Grandma does it a certain way. Now, I lost a lot of time because I was putting the spoon into the sugar and it was taking me a very long time. Now, Grandma says, Mark, put the whole cup into the sugar. And I said, that's a brilliant idea, Grandma. That's why I'm the trainee and you're the trainer. So I dip into the sugar and I've already measured out 4 cups. And so this is the 5th cup. And I eyeball it and I'm not quite as precise as I used to be. And that's the 5th cup. Now, if you'll notice, here is all the sugar. Now, I put the sugar near the pan because it's got to be near the stove so that when the stuff boils, it's all ready to go. Now, we move on over to the juice. I have to get my cup. You always put the sugar in first because if you put the juice in first and then try to put sugar in there, it would stick. Now we've got the sugar, 5 cups of sugar near the stove. Now we've got a pan, a clean pan. Make sure it's clean. It's got to be clean. You see the inside?
This is a 4-quart pan, and it's either called a Dutch oven or a stew pot or a something or other.
It's called a pan. P-A-N.
A 4-quart P-A-N. Pan.
Pan. Okay, here's our 1 cup measuring cup which we used for the sugar. Now we're going to go to the juice, 3.5 cups of juice. Okay, here's the freshly squeezed juice right off the tree. Okay, I'm measuring 3.5 cups. Don't spill. Ooh! Oh, that's a full thing. Okay, there's 1.
1 cup.
Yep, 1 cup. Into the pan. Okay. Yeah. 2 cups. Into the pan. 3 cups. 3 cups into the pan. Now we need a half. And the crew's getting a little bored over there. 3.5 cups. Okay, we got 3.5 cups of fresh pomegranate juice just squeezed this morning. This is not frozen. It has not been thawed out. This is fresh. The juice goes first. Now what do we need? The pectin. The pectin's got to come out of the bag. The box is empty. Quickly, we look for another pectin box. Okay. Remember the MCP? Okay, the whole pack goes in there. Now, Grandma says that you've got to put the juice in first and then sprinkle the pectin, okay? Because, why, Grandma?
Oh, you forgot to wash the
I
spoon.
forgot to wash the spoon and it's on the video. This is very embarrassing.
Don't try to use it without.
You sprinkle the pectin on so it doesn't get lumpy. If you put the pectin in the pan,
Are you stopped or are you
it'll
going?
get lumpy.
This is a very good lesson. I forgot to wash the spoon. Now, Grandma says in between batches, it's important that you wash out all the containers. All the containers so that, because she said what, Grandma?
Oh, right, right.
Did you say that it won't set up?
Grandma.
Did you say that it won't set up unless I wash everything?
That's right.
Okay, it won't set up? Okay, so now I've made a mistake.
Want any jelly from a
And I'm washing the spoon. Okay, the spoon is washed. Now we have one full deal of pectin, okay? Okay, here's the pectin. Now we're going to sprinkle. A full deal of pectin. Now I'm going to stir that little baby up. Okay, and I'm going to put that on the stove. The stove is not on yet, but it will be shortly, okay? Is that right, Grandma? Do I need to stir this up a little bit before I heat it?
No, you can turn the fire on.
Okay, now we got to move quickly to the jars. This is very important. Now, we use 4 pint, excuse me, is that true?
Yeah, pint.
3 pint jars
3 pint jars
and a small one. Okay, now we wash these in hot soapy water first. Okay, now here's the last little one. Now why would, you might ask, would we use a little one? Well, why is that, crew?
Because we end up with more juice than just 3 jars.
Did you hear that? More juice than just 3 jars, and so we use a little half-pint jar, which we washed in soapy water, and we're going to rinse right now.
And we only give that jelly to half pints.
That's right, half pints. Okay. Now, let me ask a question. Okay. Do we now?
Yeah,
You
Do we
can,
now?
get it
the
as
hot
hot
water
as
in.
you can and put the...
Is this too early or no?
No,
because they're going to sit
you
with it,
should have
heating
had
up
the
the
fire.
glass.
You can put the fire on under there and let it start.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and put the hot water in?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, are you on again? Mm-hmm. Man, you're like a... Okay, now we're going to turn the fire on hot, okay? All the way up. Okay? Now I'm going to stir just a little bit to get the pectin started to dissolve, and then I'm going to quickly run to the sink. Now we're moving over here. We're going to fill these jars with the hottest possible water that we can get, okay? Let it run a little bit, get very, very hot, and then we're going to fill these up, and we're going to let them sit with hot water in them until we're ready to roll, okay?
Meanwhile, back at the ranch,
We still need to be stirring.
as long as it's on the heat, you want to stir gently and constantly. Because you're getting the pectin and the juice mixing together here. And you want it to come to an initial, a first rolling, not roiling, a rolling boil. And then we'll add the sugar.
Right, back at the sink.
Okay, we have our 3 pints and 1/2 pint jar full of very hot water, and it's sitting while Sherry is stirring on the stove. Okay, so we're waiting for a boil on the stove, and then the action picks up. Get ready.
All right.
Okay, Susanne, are you on? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we are on the stove. Now you saw us put the pectin in on top of the juice. We've stirred, we put the heat on high, and now we've been stirring constantly for about 8 minutes. And the next part of the process is once we get this to a rolling boil, we are going to wait until just for about 20 seconds until we know it's a nice full boil, and then we're going to dump all 5 cups of sugar in at one time. That's going to reduce the heat, obviously. We're going to keep the heat on high, and then we're going to just bring it to a second boil. So as soon as this thing roils, we'll be right back.
Okay.
Okay, now this thing's starting to boil. As you can see, if I stop stirring, you can see the bubbles. Okay, now Sherry says, Cher, hit it.
A rolling or roiling boil is one that cannot be stirred down. The bubbles will always be there, no matter how hard you boil.
Thank you, assistant. I appreciate it. Now, as you can see, this is boiling. Okay, so we're going to give it just about 30 seconds and make darn sure it's a nice, filling, roiling boil so that it cannot be stirred down, as my assistant stated earlier.